Hey all, welcome back to my channel Higher Ready. In this video, we are going to see about a topic of GroupBy and aggregation in Python. This is generally a concept of grouping columns and applying arithmetic calculations to this. So these are the topics that we are going to cover today. The first topic that we are going to see is GroupBy function in pandas. Next, we do have single and multiple aggregations. Followed by that, we do have a function or method called aggregation, that is AGG in pandas, which would be used in columns to find an insight. Next, we do have reset index. We are going to see what is that and how to use it. And we would see group by how to apply that on multiple columns. At last, we do have group by concepts, how to apply that in real life business scenarios. Let's get started for today's class. Today, we are going to create a simple data set that we used in the previous class, white wine quality data set. Here, in this particular data set, we do have 5 different columns. The first column is alcohol, second column is sugar, third column pH level, fourth column is a quality, and fifth column is price category. So these are the columns that I am creating. See, inside a data variable. Followed by that, after creating this particular data frame, I am storing that inside df. If I run this cell, this particular data frame will be created. Next, now we are going to apply group by to this particular data set. How to do that? It's simply df.groupby of. Next, you need to call the two columns. So the first column is about, you are going to apply this group by to this particular column based on categories, and for the next column, you are going to apply arithmetic calculations. So if I have a quality column, it will be under categories, like I have qualities from 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are 4 different types of qualities. I have my wine. In that, I am checking the average alcohol value of this particular quality wine. In fifth quality wine, my average alcohol quantity that I added is 8.7. If it is 8, then the average alcohol quantity is 11.1. So mean is generally an average value. The average amount of alcohol added to the wine based on the qualities. So based on this category, we are differentiating them and understanding. So this quality, the quantity of this is the quantity of alcohol they are adding. Single aggregation. Single aggregation is what we have seen now. Here, we'll not be using any .agg. Instead, we'll just use group by based on one column and another column by applying a statistical or arithmetic function. So here I'm using a statistical function called .mean. So as similar to how we used this aggregation, single aggregation, you could apply to another column, price category and sugar. What we are observing here is based on the price category. So under this column of price category, I have 3 different categories: high, low and medium. My wine could be of low cost wine, medium cost wine and high cost wine. So based on this price category, I'm going to find the quantity of sugar, the average quantity of sugar that is getting added. So if I run this df.groupby of price category, then I'm opening and closing a square bracket of sugar. Then I'm giving .mean. If I do this, what will happen? For high quantity, for high price category wine, I do have the sugar amount as 2.60. But look into that low price category wine, it is 6.35. So it says from my data, from this particular data that I have created, the insight that I found is, if my wine is of low cost, then it says that the amount of sugar they add into that wine is high. So it is absolutely unhealthy. That is how you need to take insights from this particular data. Next, I am trying to apply multiple aggregations. When I need to apply multiple aggregations, what I have to do is I need to use a method called .agg. This is about, you will be using df.groupby. Followed by that, you will be calling the first column. which you will be having under categories. Followed by that, I'll be calling the next column. We are calling the same column here. The first one we called here, quality and alcohol. Then what is the use of aggregation here? Here, using aggregation, you are applying different statistical functions like mean, max and minimum. Now, based on quality, you will be figuring out what is the amount of alcohol added, what is the average amount of alcohol added, what is the minimum amount of alcohol added, what is the maximum amount of alcohol added based on quality. See, the categories of quality are 5, 6, 7 and 8. So, for fifth quality wine, what is the mean? What is the maximum? What is the minimum amount of alcohol added to the quality of this particular wine? This is what you could find. So look into this. So this is the syntax of my particular multiple aggregations in pandas. This is specifically used for applying multiple statistical applications to my data. What generally aggregation? If someone asks you what is aggregation, this is something that you could give them. Aggregation in pandas is the process of summarizing data by applying a function. As similar to how we applied mean, or you could apply multiple aggregation functions. Applying a function to a group of values resulting in a single value. So what I'm getting here is a single value like 8.7, 8.9. For each group, this is often done using GroupBy method followed by aggregation function. So see, GroupBy method and then aggregation function like sum, mean, minimum, maximum or the flexible aggregation methods. So these are all actually the key concepts. Next, how to use aggregation method for multiple columns. We have used this multiple aggregations, which means we are using multiple functions. But how to do that for multiple columns? The syntax is simple, but it is different in a way. It is similar, but it has like minimum amount of difference, minimum level of difference. So it is quite harder to remember. It might get confused when you go to any interview or when you write test. So you need to closely observe this. The first thing is I'm using df.groupby, inside which I'm calling the price category column. So under price category, I'm going to figure it out what is the average amount of alcohol added, maximum amount of alcohol added. So under the price category, I'm going to find the mean of sugar, average amount of sugar added. Under the price category, I'm going to check the count of qualities. So for applying all these, I could use dot aggregation and group by method in pandas. How to do that? The syntax is df.groupby. Followed by that, the first column under which you need to find all these functions. So for that, next you need to use dot agg. Followed by that, open and close bracket. Inside which, inside a dictionary, specifically inside a dictionary, I'll be calling the column name as key. Followed by that, after the column name, what I have to give is the function. The function that I am going to apply, mean or maximum. For sugar column, I am going to apply mean. For quality, I am going to apply count. So what is happening now? Under the price category column, how much alcohol is added? What is average amount of alcohol added? Based on price category. If the price category is high, what is the average alcohol added? What is the maximum alcohol added? That is why I have given mean and max to alcohol itself. So under price category, what is the average sugar added? Under the price category, if it is high, what is the count of this particular quality? This is something that I am going to do when it comes to applying aggregation to multiple columns. So what is the purpose of it? If I want to draw insights from this particular one application, I want to take so many information, then I could use this method. It is such a powerful method. You could apply to any numerical data after cleaning it. Next, Reset index. As the name itself suggests, what is the use of it? See, after group by, indexes become grouped values. Reset index is to convert them back to columns. If I apply group by to all my data as per my requirement, the data will become messy. So if I want to find insight or something, the messy data will be there. I can't take in insight, further insights. So I need to put all the columns back to the same index as it was. So for that, the simple method what you could do is, inside a variable name, whatever you want to give, you could give it, which is equal to, you should call the same function that you applied. Like this, if I applied this, you should call the same function until this mean. Then just give dot reset index. So now the columns that got added to the group by will get deleted. After finding the insight, you are putting the columns back to the same index. So if I use this function, then I need to call the same function df.groupby, then I need to give dot reset index. Then the columns will be as it is. So what is the real life application of this particular group by and aggregations? In the first video, I told you that every concept that you are learning, you should understand what is the business application of it. So what is the application of group by and aggregation? In sales, you could find average product price by category. If I have products of 5 different categories, I want to find out what is the average price of my first category product, average price of my second category product, what is the quality, what about the quality of my first category product. So if I want to do analysis on this, I could apply this particular group by and aggregation methods. As a HR, if you want to see, if you want to figure it out, and if you want to do analysis on salary of a person based on department, you could apply this aggregation and group by method. So you could use that for creating a job description. You could use that for hiring. So you could tell the candidate about the salary of this particular role when they come for an interview. So for that, you could use this analysis. Salary analysis. Department wise, how much we are spending it. If it is a school or college, they would be investing in amount, right? So based on this department, how much we are investing. If I want to find that expense, I need to do the analysis, right? For that analysis, simply we could find an insight using this group by and aggregation method. This is that task for the day. You need to find average. You could take screenshot of this. Find average pH for each wine quality. Next, calculate maximum and minimum sugar by price category. Find average alcohol grouped by price category and quality. Fourth question is, you need to count how many wines fall under each quality level. And the final question is, which price category has the highest average alcohol? So whatever we have seen now, do you remember? Let's see a summary of that. How to use GroupBy? It is actually used for summarizing data. What is the purpose of it? Summarizing data. How to use that? Just by calling .groupby function. What is the use of AGG? It is actually an aggregation method in pandas which allows flexible calculations. What is the use of reset index? If I apply GroupBy functions, my data becomes messy, which is harder for using it in future. So I need to change that to exact index it as it was. So for that, I'll be using reset index. It keeps data clean. So one thing that you should additionally remember is GroupBy is widely used in business analytics and data science, which is a highly profitable term. So bye for now. We'll meet you in next video. If you have any doubts without any hesitation, drop them in comments.